Greetings of peace, dear friends. I am Dr. Z, greeting you in light, love, peace, and harmony. You know, we help people to transform their lives, and it really starts with the mindset. And there's a lot of things that we've been taught that aren't totally accurate. There are a lot of things that we've been taught that we kind of got it upside down. Like, for example, do you believe that knowledge is power? Well, many people do believe. We had a radio station in Washington, D.C., owned by Kathy Hughes, WOL, and their slogan, WOL, where knowledge is power. But see, that's not totally true, because it only becomes power when you apply it. So the whole truth is that applied knowledge is power. And we find that's one of the biggest problems that we have in our world. We have more knowledge than we can assimilate on the internet. And millions of books and blogs. But the problem is that we don't apply the knowledge that we have, not fully. And part of that is because we've been giving things that are not, they're a little off. So what I want to talk to you today is about needs and the number one secret for fulfilling your needs. And I'm going to talk to you about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We used to teach this way back in the day when we were teaching graduate school at Johns Hopkins University in the organization behavior class. And there are other theorists that talks about needs, but Maslow's hierarchy is kind of universally known. And it starts off at the bottom with the physiological needs. These are the needs for air, food, water, and health. Then the next rung up, and it's a pyramid, right? It's a pyramid. The physiological needs are the biggest part of the pyramid at the bottom. Then you go up to the safety needs, which is the need for safety and shelter and stability. Then the next rung up on the pyramid is love and belonging. The need for love, right? Belonging, inclusion. Big word nowadays. Well, that comes out of this need for love and belonging. The next level up is self-esteem. And this is the need for power and control and recognition. Right? And then the last on the pyramid is self-actualization, which is the need for development, creativity, and growth. Now, we know that most people don't get past the physiological need for air, food, and water, health, and the safety needs. Most of us spend our lives chasing after those basic needs, working 10, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, right? We know people out here, they got 2 and 3 jobs just trying to make enough money to live in California. Well, in other states too. And so we give so much energy to those psychological, physiological, and safety needs. And most people never get to self-actualization. But that's a huge need. And so what we want to say is that we've learned, even though Maslow did some great work, but I think nowadays in 2023, that pyramid is backwards. I think that we, instead of starting down here at the bottom from physiological, right, we need air, food, water, health, we need safety and shelter, moving up to belonging and inclusion and love, up to power, control, recognition. We need to start at self-actualization. We need to flip the model upside down, right? Because all of our attention going on those basic needs won't give us the actual time to move up to self-actualization. But if we flip it and we start to put our attention on our need for development, for personal development, our need for creativity, and our need for growth. Once you put your brain and your nervous system on these things, they will begin to produce for you. They will begin to show up. Opportunities will come, right? when you make new decisions, that I'm going to focus now on my development. That's really what self-care is about. Self-care is not about uh, a manny and a petty and a manny, right? Or going somewhere and having a cool drink. Right? Self-care is really about developing yourself to your full potential. And that's what we're all about. So the idea now is focus your brain, because the brain's a goal achieving machine. Whatever you put your attention on, it's going to show up in your life. If you're putting your attention on, I got to struggle and grind just to get some food on the table and some water. I don't have time to take care of my health, right? I got to work so hard and hustle just to take care of my basic needs for shelter and food. Then there's no way we can get to self-actualization, right? It's true, isn't it? Yeah, put a comment. If y'all are tracking with me, put something in the comments. Give me some love. Give me some emojis. Give me something so that I know that we're tracking together. I know this to be true. So, putting our brain on what do I need to develop myself more in all areas of my life. Allowing yourself creativity. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story. Part of my story. You know, some of you know we moved from the Washington, D.C. area out to California in 2020. I actually caught the plane the day before they shut down the airport. So we actually flew in here with the pandemic. And I was depressed. It was a rough time for me. The months before we left and the months after we got here. And the pandemic going on too. So I found a formula for resilience in the universal wisdom teachings. It says that humanity isn't lost, you know. There's loss and fear. That's the norm, and that was even escalated tremendously during the pandemic, right? We all experienced it. Yes? Thank you. But when I got to this particular guidance and I saw the exception of loss and fear is being faithful. Faithfulness. So I had to look that up. Faithfulness is being sincere and being truthful. Safety and security. That's faithfulness. That's one of the rungs there in hierarchy of needs, right? Safety. Plus, producing something that's useful in the situation. So this is the formula for resilience that we discover. Faithfulness, which is truthfulness, plus producing something useful, plus mutually cooperating with others in truth and patience in a way that's beneficial for both parties. And so what happened once I got in touch with this formula and began to use this formula, I had to ask myself, hey, what do I have that I can produce something that's useful for our situation? Because it's what you produce that is the evidence of your faith and your trust and your obedience. So I produced a course on resilience, and I taught it to some of my clients, some of my friends, and we all began to have breakthroughs. It definitely took me out of my depression, but also put me on a road of the self-actualization, because it was about me being creative. It was about me developing, growing outside of or through the process of where I was at and with the pandemic and everything else. And it allowed me to be creative. So when we focused on that, then we saw other opportunities for development. Just to tell you the rest of the story, I went and I got my first coaching certification. Even though I've been coaching for 20 years, I was in a new place. People didn't know me. I felt like I needed a certification. So I got a coaching certification. That was development for me. And that led me to a coaching community that we've been involved in now for the last couple of years. I've been able to grow, develop, learn, be creative. And so my focus on that has then allowed me to earn more money as the business has grown, as I have grown, and then as I've been able to take care of the physiological needs of food and water and health. And to have more stability. But it wasn't because I was chasing after those things. I was chasing after being the best that I could be. I was chasing after fulfilling the potential that the Almighty Creator has put in me as a human being. And that power that comes with focusing on being human and developing yourself to your maximum potential and power. And that involves creativity, and that involves growth. And so the number one secret for fulfilling your needs is to focus your attention on becoming your fullest potential. Allowing yourself, making time to do those things you need to develop and grow, and allow yourself to be creative with the gift that you've been given. And you'll find that that effort and energy will then bring to you thoughts and ideas in line with what you want to produce. It will also change your perception because you're putting your brain on what you want to create in your life, in your business. And so the brain is going to go to work to bring you the people, the opportunities, the books, the mentors, the coaches in order to produce what you want to produce. And then the third thing that happens is that there will be synchronicities and there will be coincidences. Things will just kind of show up. I would even dare say that you watching this video, is it possible that this is a coincidence? Yes, thank you. It is possible because you've been asking certain questions in your life or certain things that you want to have, be, and do in your life right now. And then you've been guided to watch this presentation, either live or you're watching it after the live, right? You've been guided to see this idea, to get in touch with this idea that we need to flip this and really look at things from a different angle, different perspective, right? Have you benefited? If you have, let me know in the comments, right? And then begin to, again, sit down, decide, what is your desire? What do you want to create? Because desire is the key to fulfilling your needs. What is it that you want to create? And then what is it that you need in order to begin to develop yourself toward that? What can you create, right? Being faithful and sincere with the gifts that you've been given, what can you produce and create that's useful? And then who do you need to cooperate with in a mutually beneficial way? And y'all are dealing with what's true and patience and perseverance. You know, one of the wisdom teachers of the ages, he said that the one who perseveres is guaranteed victory. It's guaranteed. I'll tell y'all a quick story, and then I'm gonna get off. So they had a story about this Indian chief. And this particular Indian chief was known to do this rain dance. And every time he did the rain dance, it would rain. Every single time. Month after month, year after year. Whenever he did the rain dance, it would rain. So somebody asked him, they said, Chief, what is the secret that every time you do the rain dance, it rains? So the wise chief says, well, once I start dancing, I just keep on dancing until it starts raining. Right? He perseveres. He kept going, right? Too many times we start and stop. We start and stop, start and stop. No. Let's focus on developing your human potential. And that's our vision in this life, is to end suffering from fear-based living so that our people can achieve their human potential and power. So thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. If you like this, if you love it, some likes, some loves, share it with your friends. Share it with your people that you know and love. Because the more of us that are self-actualizing and developing and being creative and growing ourselves to our fullest human potential and power, the better our world will be, and the better your world and life and business will be. So we thank you. We love you. God continue to bless you. Dr. Z out.